Do you ever think about what you think about? Well, James 3:4 says, your tongue is like the rudder of a ship. So, what does that mean, right? Well, I like the way Jesse Lacey puts it. He says, your tongue is a rudder.
Steers the whole ship.
Sends your words past your lips or keeps them safe behind your teeth.
Safe behind your teeth. But the wrong words will strand you. Come off course while you sleep.
Sweep your boat out to sea or dash to bits on the reef.
It's on the reef.
Our words are real. They actually have a physical anatomy. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about how our words will steer the course of our life. So like I said before, do you ever think about what you think about? Let's think about this. I'm going to talk a little bit about neurology. So a couple of months back, I heard a teaching from Dr. Caroline Leaf out of Cape Town, South Africa. She was teaching on our thought life. You see, as thoughts are created, the nerve cells in our brain form into these tree-like images. This exact process is the same for memories. So now you think, what's the difference between a thought and a memory? Well, memories are true. Thoughts are created. Every time you think a new thought, these lightly lined tree-like shapes are outlined on your brain. But memories have thicker, darker, defined branches. In fact, even right now, as you're watching this video, new trees are forming. Our thoughts are derived from everything we see, hear, smell, basically all of our five senses. And we think of over 30,000 thoughts a day. Now that we've established that, let's move on. As we know, it takes 21 consistent days to develop a habit, right? Or from a neurological explanation, the nerve cells in our brain take 21 consistent days to develop from these lightly lined tree shapes into these darker, more defined ones. Let's take, for example, the words, I love you. You can think you love someone, but the minute you say it out loud, it becomes true. I love you. And the more you say it, the more you believe it, because your brain is being transformed into feeling this way. This becomes your perception of truth. Let's take something else, for example. Have you ever told a little lie? Just a little white lie. But you had to stick with it and you had to repeat it, to make it more believable, right? Well, eventually it got hard for you to figure out if this was a made-up thought or if you were actually recalling a memory. And now you've said it so much you actually believe it. You've created this truth in your brain. You have turned these lightly lined tree forms into these darker, more defined ones. And now it's actually a part of you. Have you ever said something along the lines of, oh, I'm just not a morning person, or I suck at math. I always get sick around this time of year. I feel so depressed. Everything I touch fails. I will never forgive him. I hate her. Or have you ever identified yourself with a disease? Like my arthritis, my migraines, my allergies? Really? Did you know that 87 to 95% of all sicknesses are derived from our own thoughts? Yeah, it's like we're making ourselves sick. More than pride and ego, there are medical reasons to forgive someone. Use your words wisely, because you are speaking your words into existence. You are physically creating this truth. Whether you want to believe it or not, your words will steer the course of your life. It's the anatomy of our brain. As Dr. Caroline Leaf says, use your God-given ability of free will to do something about all the thoughts you're consciously aware of. Our thoughts only have as much control as we give them. Think about that.